another National League fixture covered by Race Video. My name's Chris Jones. I shall be bringing you commentary on tonight's action, Hackney versus Exeter. Exeter, well, they've got the biggest track in the country. They haven't got the biggest following, not too good on away tracks, but they've had a good victory this last week against Ipswich at Exeter, and must be full of confidence for tonight's meeting here at Hackney. Of course, the Hackney team celebrating the Pairs Championship victory by Andy Galvin and Steve Schofield last week up at Glasgow, so both sides in good form. With me now, Peter Jeffrey from the Exeter Falcons. Peter, you had a good victory down at Exeter against Ipswich in the week, I believe.
Yeah, that's right. A action-packed meeting, but eventually we came out with the 2 points, which was the main thing at the end of the day.
And looking forward to tonight?
Yeah, I think tonight should be quite a good meeting, hopefully. You know, see how it goes. Hackney, you know, it's quite a nice track to ride. I think they've had a bit of rain today, but the track looks pretty good and consistent, so hopefully we can have a good go on it.
And obviously, the whole of the Exeter team suffers from the fact that you've got a much bigger track than anywhere else in the country. Do you find that does have a big effect on you?
It does on some tracks, like when you go to Arena Essex, it's totally different. You've got to adapt yourself from the word go, like, you know. But, you know, a track's a track. It's got to be ridden, whatever it is. So you just got to go there and do your best.
Thank you very much, and good luck for tonight.
Okay, thank you.
With me now, Steve Schofield. Steve, congratulations on winning the Best Pairs Championship up there at Glasgow together with Andy.
Thanks very much. Yeah, it was really good to win it, you know, after trying for a few years, I suppose, and not sort of getting anywhere. And I'm glad I had Andy nursing me along, really. I think if it hadn't been for Andy, we would have got well done. You know, he really rode well and he did everything right. I mean, I was winning a race and trying to slow down, and he said, no, don't do, you know, just ride like this and ride like that. And good job he did, really, because he's good at team riding and I'm not.
And things obviously going well here at Hackney this year in the National League, providing the rain stays away.
Yeah, I think we might be all right tonight, but we get about 7, it usually starts to pour down, so I think we might be okay tonight. It looks quite clear, so, but things are going pretty good. All the lads are riding well, and, you know, no complaints at all.
Good. Thank you very much, Steve, and good luck for tonight.
Thanks a lot, Tom.
And coming round now, Andy Galvin and Steve Schofield, winners up at Glasgow of the National League Best Pairs.
He also did very well up at Glasgow on Sunday because him and his partner...
And now being introduced, the Exeter Falcons on the line. Steve Wriggling riding at number 1. Moving down the line, we move to Steve Bishop, former Arena Essex rider, now with the Exeter Falcons at number 2. Number 3 is Richard Green. Moving down the line.
Coming in at number 4 is Exeter's big money signing, signed this week from Peterborough, Ian Barney.
Ian Barney right down on the end there at number 4, moving in, having been signed from Peterborough. Riding at number 5 is Peter Jeffrey. Riding at number 6 with the beard is Colin Cook, and the one rider left standing there on the centre, number 7, replacing the Andy Sell, who's injured, Mark Simmons at number 7. And now we move to the HL1 Kestrels. Riding at number 1, the captain is Andy Galvin. Riding at number 2, Michael Warren, who we understand has lost a certain amount of his equipment due to a theft when he got home last week. Riding at number 3 We've already spoken to him once tonight. That's Steve Schofield. At number 4 for the HL1 Kestrels. Number 4, the third of the heat leaders, Paul Whittaker.
Well, perhaps the most thrilling ride last week was in heat number 15 when...
Riding at number 5, Gary Tagg.
Riding at number 5, the ever-popular Gary Tagg. Well, fast getting back to full strength and fitness.
And then we come to the 2 Kestrels reserves. Riding at number 6 is Tim Corneliuson. And finally at number 7, Dave Hamnett. Hackney versus Exeter National League match. Your referee tonight, Mr. Homer. The Kestrels versus the Falcons. The riders coming to the line and looking around the track. The home straight looks as if it's fared worst from the weather during the day, but let's hope that the track is riding well. Riding in red will be Andy Galvin, and in blue, Michael Warren. That's the Kestrel pairing. For the Falcons, we have Steve Redgeling in white and Stevie Bishop in yellow and black. Riders at the line, heat number 1. And it's Steve Redgeling in white who goes into the lead. Andy Galvin in second place, Michael Warren in third. 3 all the point scoring as they go through at the end of lap 1. Andy Galvin goes right the way round and comes off. A bad mistake there by Andy Galvin. Let's hope that they can clear the track. They do. And as the riders come round, it's still Steve Redgeling in the lead with Michael Warren in second and Steve Bishop in third. A 360-degree turn for Andy Galvin, putting him on the deck. He's safe and well walking across the centre green as the rider in white, Steve Redgeling, takes 3 points. 2 points there to Michael Warren and 1 point to Steve Bishop, and a 4-2 heat advantage for the first heat to the Exeter Falcons. The riders coming to the line for heat number 2. Tim Corneliuson in red, Dave Hamnett in blue, Colin Cook in white, and Mark Simmons in yellow and black. The rider in white, very, very slow away there, Colin Cook, but he soon gets back into the swing of things. Dave Hamnett and Tim Corneliuson leading Colin Cook and Mark Simmons as they go down the back straight. And Colin Cook looking a threat to the Hackney pairing, going on to the outside of Tim Corneliuson. And Corneliuson, he's going to have to get a move on if he's going to keep ahead of Colin Cook. Dave Hamnett the leader, Corneliuson in second, Cook is third. They go down the back straight for the last time. Tim Corneliuson and Dave Hamnett side by side. You don't often see reserves team riding it, but they did there. Hamnett took the win ahead of Corneliuson and Colin Cook, a 5-1 victory for the Kestrels. The The riders coming to the line for heat number 3. Gary Tagg in red, Paul Whittaker in blue, in white Peter Jeffrey, and in yellow and black Ian Barney. The tapes go up, and it's Paul Whittaker who goes into the lead. But as they go off the back straight, Peter Jeffrey goes round the outside of Paul Whittaker. Jeffrey the leader. Gary Tagg now moving up to second position and looking for an inside line. Peter Jeffrey on the wide outside, Gary Tagg on the inside, and Gary Tagg comes off. Whoopsie daisies. He just about manages to avoid getting hit. Peter Jeffrey now the big leader. Second place held by Paul Whittaker. In third position, Ian Barney. Gary Tagg back on his machine, but well down now. 1 lap to go as they come through this time. Peter Jeffrey the leader. Paul Whittaker in second place. In third position is Ian Barney. And as they come round for the checkered flag, Peter Jeffrey across the line for 3 points. In second place, Paul Whittaker. Third place, Ian Barney. And the second 4-2 of the evening to the Exeter Falcons, making the progressive scores 9 points apiece after 3 races. Heat 4, Steve Schofield in red and Tim Corneliuson in blue, pitted against Richard Green in white and Mark Simmons in yellow and black. Riders on the line come under starters' orders. And things get very bunched on the first bend. The Exeter pairing impeding each other as they went into the first bend. Steve Schofield nipped round the outside of them as they nearly clashed. Tim Corneliuson went on the inside, and it's Scully and Corneliuson in the lead. Steve Schofield the leader, Tim Corneliuson in second. Third place held by Richard Green. And a lot of grip in some parts of the track, and a bit slippery where it's been overwatered courtesy of the rain today in other places, catching the riders out. The time's relatively slow. The fastest time of the night so far, 62.2 in the opening heat. The other 2 heats have both been 64 seconds plus. And we're used to seeing 61-second races, certainly in the early stages of a meeting here at Hackney. Coming round for the checkered flag, Steve Schofield takes the flag, Tim Corneliuson is second, and Richard Green comes home third for a 5-1 to the Kestrels. The riders come to the line for heat number 5. Gary Tagg in red, Paul Whittaker in blue, Steve Redgeling in white, and Steve Bishop in yellow and black. And information from the pits, Gary Tagg and Steve Redgeling have both apparently changed their sprockets after their first outings this evening. In Steve Redgeling's case, that seems to be fairly unnecessary since he won the opening heat. And Gary Tagg was going quite well in his before he came off. Steve Redgeling going well again in the lead. Second place Paul Whittaker, and in third place Gary Tagg. Steve Bishop well down at this stage. And Steve Redgeling looking very smooth on an obviously difficult track surface to master here at Waterton Road tonight. 1 lap to go, and Paul Whittaker starting to put in a serious challenge on Steve Redgeling. I don't think he's going to manage to get past Steve, though, as they come round the final turn. Whittaker does the big dive round the outside. Is he going to do it? No, he can't. Steve Redgeling takes the 3 points. 2 points to Paul Whittaker, 1 to Gary Tagg, and the first